Analisa 6 here with the Lady of Leo shirt and the Sober Curator to bring you the September 2024 horoscope for the zodiac sign of Scorpio for sun and rising placements. Hello, Scorpios. Welcome to September. It is Virgo season. Virgo is the mutable earth sign of the zodiac, and the house that hits for the Scorpio horoscope is your 11th house, which is the house that represents our connection to friendship circles, groups, group organizations, political associations. It's the social house. So that's highlighted for you when the sun's here or any kind of like big energies here. It means that our, kind of social calendar might be a little extra. We might feel like we want to be more social. We might feel more of a connection to our friends during this time, or if we do any kind of volunteer work or community centered work, we might also be feeling pulled towards that as well. Let's talk about kind of just the beginning of the month. It's already the 8th, but I at least want to go over kind of where we started the month out, and then we'll talk about, kind of how the energies are playing out for you over the rest of the month, but we'll just kind of run through where we start out on September 1st. So we start out in Virgo season, your 11th house highlighted. Then we also have Mercury in the fixed fire sign of Leo, still finishing out its stint. We had Mercury retrograde in Virgo and Leo over the last month, and now it's direct. So it's finishing up its time in Leo over the first week, about basically until today, September 8th, in that area of the chart. And the area that's been hitting for you is your career. And so when we have Mercury in Leo in the 10th house, it really highlights our public image and the way that we're putting ourselves out there, how we're communicating that. Leo is the showman, the performer, the creative, the rules self-expression and creativity. So this is a really good time to kind of focus on that within the work that you're doing and your public image. During August, you might have been through a reflect and review period on that, like kind of on who you are and how you're putting yourself out there in the work that you're doing publicly, but also your public image. And now with it finishing up that time, it's kind of like you're ready to put that forward more. Venus is in Libra for the majority of September, and the area that's hitting for you is the area of the 12th house, which is connected to our subconscious. And Venus is the planet that rules Libra. It rules relationships. It has to do with partnership dynamics. It also is connected to beauty, aesthetics, also financial relationships. And so when it's passing through the 12th house, it highlights things within the subconscious. And then in the sign of Libra, it's things within the subconscious that are coming up to the surface around Libra themes. So relationships, our connection to what we think is fair, justice, peace, harmony, also our relationship to beauty and how we perceive ourselves within that. The 12th house is considered to be where things that are hidden lie. And so when we have a lot of transits here, we might have things that maybe we've buried or have felt suppressed. We start to feel them more. Desires, fantasies, those types of things. And Venus, wherever it's transiting, is said to be positive. So this, transiting through the 12th house could bring out like hidden desires or, ways that we want to feel in relationship dynamics that maybe we're not feeling. And maybe kind of those themes are coming up for us, or maybe we're feeling it under the surface. It's an opportunity for you to work through some of that stuff. Mars is starting out the month in Gemini, where it's been for the last month, and it's going to be finishing that up on the 4th. So we're already in Mars and Cancer, but where Mars has been is your 8th house, which is the house that represents our connection to shared assets and resources, sex, death, rebirth, marriage, the occult. And when Mars is passing through here, it brings some challenges and turbulence here. So if you've had any challenges around finances, especially any finances that you share with either family members, banks, or assets with a partner, there can be tension or challenges around some of those things. Also inheritance or something around somebody's death can also be a theme. Mars here also brings up issues around sexuality. And so Mars here like kind of can ignite our sexuality, but it's wherever Mars is, we're also experiencing challenges. So it's possible that, there could be some challenges here. This is the house that Mars rules, and it's Mars is your ruler as a Scorpio. So It likes being in this house, but it's still Mars, so it can still bring up some tension. But wherever Mars is an action-oriented energy, so we're having to face a lot of these themes when Mars is here. But Mars on the 4th moves into Cancer. It's already not there anymore as of today. Jupiter is still transiting this area of your chart for the rest of the year. So Jupiter's in the 8th house the rest of the year and already bringing up these themes that way. Jupiter is considered to be the greater benefit though. So it's not like Mars in the sense that it brings just challenges. It brings growth. Sometimes growth is challenging. And so Jupiter, even though it's considered a beneficial planet, can still bring a lot of things that push us out of comfort zones, which can feel, difficult at times. Saturn is still retrograde in Pisces. Uranus stations retrograde in Taurus on the 1st of the month. So Uranus has already been passing through the 7th house of the horoscope, but it's stationing retrograde at the beginning of the month. And so again, this brings change in relationships. So Venus is bringing stuff up to the source. Basically, your theme for September has a lot to do with relationships with other people and how you internalize things, how you confront things, and how you embrace change. And then also the changes that you yourself are feeling like are happening within you on a deeper level. Neptune is still retrograde in Pisces, and then Pluto is retrograde and is actually going to re-enter Capricorn at that 29th degree point and be there for the rest of the month. Pluto, the last time it was at 29 degrees Capricorn was December 20th through January 20th. So think back to that time period and kind of where you were, and some of the themes might be coming up for you again around anything that wasn't really finished then. You might be in a point of reflection during this Pluto retrograde at 29 degrees over the course of September. And this is hitting the area of the horoscope that has to do with communication. So, Capricorn wants very linear, practical, pragmatic communication. And so Pluto here might be having you kind of work through more ways that you need to have more of that perception around things. Where can you become more grounded and more practical about the way you're perceiving situations and the way you're communicating them? That could be a theme for you in September. All right, so September 2nd, we have a new moon at 11 degrees of Virgo. This is hitting your 11th house, and new moons are a positive time to set intentions towards things that we want to call in and manifest into our lives. So the 11th house, it's a great time to call in and ask the universe for, either more time with people that you already love and care about, or if you're feeling like you need to call in more people that are in alignment with you and you want to make some new friends, or networking is a goal for you, this is a good time to set intentions around that. If there's relationship dynamics that you want to move away from with groups of friends or people, you can set intentions towards that as well. After the new moon, the next big shift is Mars entering the cardinal water sign of Cancer. And Mars, is your ruler. And in Cancer, it makes a trine to you. And Mars is actually not really that happy in the sign of Cancer. It's considered to be in its fall. It's exalted in Capricorn and its fall in Cancer. And, a lot of that, I think, has to do with the fact that Mars in Capricorn does take a more linear, get it done, practical approach to the physical reality, which is more in alignment with kind of how Mars operates. But, Mars is the ruler of Scorpio, and it is very intense, emotional, spiritual driven energy. And in Cancer, we're kind of experiencing a different frequency of the same thing, because it's still water energy. And when Mars is in Cancer, we can take things really personally and be really emotionally reactive. And in the ninth house is all about trying to seek truth and wisdom and expand our experiences. And so, you might be in a period of reflecting on your values, your spirituality, your relationship to the world. The ninth house has to do with long distance travel. It's also the house that rules the law, higher education and learning, and also teaching and disseminating information. And so when Mars is passing through the ninth house, all of those themes come up. And Mars, even though it's considered malefic and brings challenges wherever it is transiting, it also brings action and determination and a direction of will. But in Cancer, it can be more unstable, emotionally unstable, takes things personally, has to work through vulnerability and how to be vulnerable in more healthy ways. And we're all under that influence, just in different houses. But, we're all experiencing the lessons of Mars and Cancer over the month of September. So that's going to be there all through September and the rest of October as well, or all of October. After that, the next shift of energy we have is Mercury leaving Leo and entering Virgo on the 9th. And this is going to happen in your 11th house. So Mercury is going to move into the 11th house and amplify your desire to be social and connect with people. Your social calendar could just get filled whether you want it to or not with Mercury passing through here. And it's a great opportunity for you to work on networking or meeting people or connecting with the people that you already know, the community that you already have. Virgo likes to be of service, so this is also really great energy for volunteer work and activism. After that, the next big shift of energy that we're going to have is a lunar eclipse at 25 degrees of Pisces on September 17th. Now, lunar eclipse energy is really intense. It's said to bring in, kind of more of this portal-like energy where we're entering a frequency for the next 6 months. It's supposed to kind of bring a lot of transformation and growth into our lives. And Pisces energy, like Cancer energy, also makes a trine to Scorpio. Water likes water. So there's a really fast, easy flow of energy that's kind of pushing you. The area of the horoscope chart for Scorpio is the 5th house, which is the house that represents your connection to your self-expression and your creativity. So this lunar eclipse is coming in and giving you the ability to kind of sit with where you're at in yourself in that way and ask yourself what else you want to cultivate within yourself around how you're expressing yourself creatively, artistically. And it's also the house that represents connecting to our inner child. So there could be issues around the inner child that need healing, but it's also the area of the chart where we're supposed to be figuring out how to just be joyful and connect with our inner child in a way that helps us play more in life. So if you're one of those adults that has forgotten how to play, this lunar eclipse might be coming in to try to teach you that. It might be kind of saying, like, let's not take everything so seriously. Let's learn to laugh at things. Let's learn to play. Let's learn to have fun. But if you're somebody that's been inhibited in that way, you might have to work through the issues that have dampened your spirit. That might be stuff that this eclipse brings up for you. After the lunar eclipse, we're going to enter Libra season, the cardinal air sign of the zodiac. And so the sun will be leaving your 11th house and entering that 12th house. And so you might start to feel more of that need to pull your energy back inward. Mercury is still going to be passing through your social house, but when the sun starts to move into the 12th house, we start to want to feel more introverted. And then Venus is going to leave Libra and enter your 1st house because it's entering Scorpio on the same day. So Venus is going to enter your sign. And even though Venus is considered to be in detriment in Scorpio, it's really positive for you because it's in your placement. And Venus, in the 1st house wants us to really focus on filling our own cup, self-love. This is a really good time for you to really get in touch with what you need and who you are to yourself on an individual level and give it to yourself. This is a positive time for self-love. Venus is going to be here for the rest of the month. The only other big shift of energy that we have after that is Mercury is going to leave Virgo and enter Libra on the 25th. So then Mercury is going to be entering that area of the chart, the 12th house with the sun. And again, this is a really positive time for you to work on the way you perceive relationships and hidden desires within the subconscious, especially with Venus in your 1st house. So you might be working through a lot of things privately that are coming up for you during this time. This is a really kind of like social month that ends in a very private need or introverted way to kind of restore after you've been so extroverted. So it is starting to come back to you. Obviously, like next month in October, we will be entering your season at the end of the month. But you're going to start out with a lot of activity, and then it's going to start to kind of dwindle into this need to pull everything in. So you might be feeling some of that already. And then your relationships and the way that you're karmically healing things is also a really big theme for you for the month. All right, Scorpio, if you liked this video, please hit like and subscribe. I do these every month, and you can find me at thesobercurator.com and theladyofleisure.com. If you want a bigger breakdown on the transits for the month, you can go watch the September Astrology 2024 forecast at the top of the playlist. I will see you all next month. Good luck.